You unlock the office in the morning, grab your coffee, sit down at your desk, and something feels off. Your email won't log in. You try again, wrong password. You check with your team, and one by one you hear the same thing. I'm locked out. Email, accounting, payroll, your scheduling system, even your cloud storage. No one can get in. Then your phone starts buzzing. Vendors ask why you just changed banking details. A customer wonders why they got a strange invoice from you. Within an hour, it's clear. This isn't a glitch. Someone else now controls the accounts your entire business runs on. They're reading your email, resetting passwords, changing where your money goes, and reaching out to your customers as if they're you. For a lot of small businesses right now, this isn't a theory. This is what an account takeover can look like on a Monday morning. I'm Kevin, CEO of Sentry Systems. My team and I have spent more than 25 years protecting small businesses from exactly this kind of nightmare. I work with owners who wear every hat in the building. You're not trying to become a cybersecurity expert. You just want to know your business, your money, and your customers are safe. Account takeover, hackers quietly stealing logins and owning your accounts, is one of the biggest silent business killers I see. So let's talk about how it happens, why small businesses are getting hit so hard, and what you can do to stop it with a done-for-you security approach so you're not the easy target. If you're like most owners I talk to, you're not worried about advanced nation-state attacks. You're worried about something simple: a bad password, a rushed click, one staff member who reuses the same login everywhere, and suddenly the doors to your business are wide open. That's account takeover. Here's how it usually starts. A big company gets breached. A retailer, a social media platform, a software tool your employees use. Millions of email and password combinations leak on the dark web. Cyber criminals grab those stolen logins and run a simple process called credential stuffing. They take those same email and password pairs and try them automatically against your email system, your Microsoft 365 or Google Workspace, your online banking, your payroll, your cloud apps. Why does it work? Because people reuse passwords. If your office manager used the same password for that shopping site and your accounting system, the hacker doesn't have to hack anything. The key already fits. They log in like a normal user. No alarms, no flashing red lights. Once they're in, they move quietly. They set up forwarding rules on your email so every message you send or receive secretly copies to them. They reset passwords on other connected systems, banking, vendor portals, cloud storage. They watch how your business talks, how invoices look, how you approve payments. Then they act. We worked with a manufacturing company that went through this. One Monday, their controller tried to run payroll and couldn't get in. The bank account had been altered, and a large transfer was already pending to an overseas account no one recognized. At the same time, vendors started receiving updated payment details that looked perfectly normal because the attacker had copied the company's exact email style. Operations didn't stop because a server crashed. They stopped because no one could trust which instructions were real anymore. That's what makes account takeover so dangerous. It hits the systems you rely on every single day, and this isn't rare. Recent reports show that well over half of small businesses have already been hit with some kind of cyber attack or data breach. For many of them, the total financial impact ranges from around $120,000 into the hundreds of thousands, sometimes $500,000 or more. When you add up stolen funds, downtime, recovery, legal costs, and lost business. For a small operation, that's not just painful. That can be the difference between surviving and closing. Small businesses are prime targets because attackers know a few things. You use the same kinds of tools as big companies: email, cloud apps, online banking, but you usually don't have a full-time security team watching over them. Your staff are busy and moving fast. They'll reuse passwords, skip updates, and click on things because they're trying to get work done. And most importantly, no one is watching for the subtle signs of an account takeover. Things like a login to your email from another country at 2 a.m. Multiple failed login attempts from different locations. New forwarding rules created in a mailbox. Unusual changes to banking or payroll details. In a lot of small businesses, no one sees those signs. Attacks can sit in your environment for months. Industry numbers show that breaches often take many months, sometimes 200 days or more, to fully identify and contain. That gives criminals a long runway to drain accounts, trick your customers, steal your data, and set you up for ransomware. And it's not just about money. When someone takes over your accounts, they can expose customer data, trigger compliance problems, and damage the trust you've built over years in a single week. They can send fake invoices from your real email, spread malware to your clients, or access medical or legal records you're obligated to protect. That's why I tell owners, account takeover is no longer an if, it's a when, unless you change how you're protecting those logins. And that's exactly why we built our solution differently, to make sure you're not trying to manage all of this alone while also running the business. So let's talk about what actually works without turning you into an IT department. We built our cyber defense engine, a done-for-you security platform designed for small and mid-sized businesses that just want this handled. At the core, it's like having a 24/7 security operations center watching your accounts, your systems, and your logins for you. When something looks off, a strange login from another country, a new forwarding rule that shouldn't be there, a login from a device no one has used before, our team sees it in minutes, not months. We don't wait for employees to notice something weird. The system is constantly monitoring, correlating activity, and alerting our analysts so we can step in before an attacker fully takes control. One of the biggest gaps in account takeover is weak authentication. So a big part of what we do is roll out and manage multi-factor authentication the right way. That means we help you put MFA on email, on remote access, on key cloud apps, and we do it in a way that doesn't grind your team to a halt. We also take password security out of the Wild West. We help you implement strong password policies, secure password management, and dark web monitoring. So if one of your employee logins shows up for sale, we know, and we act fast. And it's not just tools. We pair that technology with training and coaching for your staff, because a rushed click is still the start of a lot of these attacks. For example, we worked with a small medical practice that was very nervous about account takeover and HIPAA fines. When we first assessed them, about 65% of their staff were failing phishing simulations. That means 2 out of 3 people were likely to click on a bad link that could hand over credentials. We deployed the cyber defense engine, tightened access around email and health record systems, added 24/7 monitoring, and started ongoing bite-sized training. Within a few months, their phishing susceptibility dropped to under 5%. On top of that, our monitoring stopped multiple attempts where attackers tried to log in with stolen passwords from overseas. The practice didn't have to hire a security team. They didn't have to learn a bunch of acronyms. They just had us quietly watching their environment, keeping them compliant, and stepping in when something looked wrong. That's what done for you means. We handle the detection, the response, the rollouts, the updates, and the reports. You get predictable security you can budget for, instead of unpredictable 6-figure losses and weeks of downtime. You get one partner whose job is to keep your digital house in order so you can get back to running the business. Would you feel confident that your current setup could spot and stop an account takeover like that before money or data walked out the door? If this made you realize you're carrying too much of this risk alone, don't wait for a scare to force your hand. Follow the links in the description to sign up for a free cyber risk analysis consultation. We'll walk through where you're exposed, what attackers would go after first, and the exact steps to lock things down. No pressure, no jargon, just clear answers so you know where you really stand before you become the next headline.